Well, hello and good day, vinyl community. It's Matt, and I'm back for another video. How y'all doing? Hey, today I'm doing, as you can see, a little bit of a wardrobe tribute to the King and to the Fab Four. Just so you know, this is an official Beatles hat. You can get this from the Fest for Beatle fans and maybe other outlets as well. And again, I'm not a shill for Beatle Fest or the Fest for Fans, and I'm not a shill for Graceland or Elvis Presley Enterprises. I'm just a fan. And but I do love this Beatle hat. You can get an official Beatle hat at the Fest for Beatle fans. They come in a couple of different colors. And these glasses are official Elvis Presley sunglasses from Elvis's site. Anyway, so I just thought you'd get a kick out of that, you Elvis and Beatles fans. That's why I'm wearing this today, as a little tribute to my two of my favorites of all time, Elvis and the Beatles. Okay, anyway, enough of that, enough of the wardrobe, and believe me, there won't be any wardrobe malfunctions today, I promise you that. Okay, I have to do a little bit of a rant video. Hopefully it won't take too long, just a couple of minutes, but I'm sorry. I was sparked by this video because I went onto my YouTube this morning. Just I always, check and see if I have a couple of minutes here and there to check up on things. And lo and behold, my good friend and yours, Joe, Mr Mayo, he's back. He's resubscribed. He's rocking and rolling again on the Beatles channel on Sirius XM. After a long hiatus, he's back. And it kind of made me, I really loved his little short video because it made me chuckle, because it's almost like, when one flower dies, another is born. Or when one flower is born, a flower dies, right? Because funnily enough, when he put that up there, I was one of the first comments to him. I said, "Oh, isn't it funny? I just dropped the Beatles channel after a long time." I says, "I had it much longer than you, Joe, and I finally said enough is enough. I'm finished. I'm done with it. I'm leaving. Enough. Goodbye, Sirius XM. Goodbye, Beatles channel. I'm out of here." So funny how Joe left in the early stages of it, and now he's back when I stuck it out all this time, and I just dropped it not too long ago. So I thought that was funny. I just had enough. I called them up and said, "That's it. I'm canceling my Sirius." God, don't ever try to cancel with Sirius XM. They will practically beg you and offer you their firstborn if you'll stay with Sirius XM. They don't want to lose subscribers. They'll do anything for you short of, I won't say. So I'm not going to go there. But anyway, they begged me to stay, folks, but I left. I just got tired of the same old, same old. I'm sorry. I know some people will chastise me out there and say, "Oh, but Matt, come on, the Beatles. We're talking the Beatles here. It's your favorite musical artist of all time. Their music is beautiful. We should just be so grateful and happy to have a Beatles channel," and blah, 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 yada, yada. I get that, folks. I understand that. We should be happy. Oh, there goes the dehumidifier. I'll turn that off. We should be happy to have a Beatles channel. When I was a little kid, I remember praying that we could have an FM or AM station that would play nothing but Beatles. And yeah, now we have one, 24/7 Beatles. But you know what? It's not about the music I'm complaining, folks, or ranting about, whatever you want to call this. I'm not complaining about the music of the Beatles and their solo music and the Beatles-related music. It's all wonderful. It's all beautiful. We love it. We cherish it. I listen to them every day, folks, in one form or another. I hear some Beatles. I was just listening to some Paul McCartney this morning, some of his newer stuff. I have a little set list of all his last stuff over the last 25 years. And I was really getting into it in anticipation of the new album coming out. So I love the music, folks. That's not it. But the sequencing, the programming stinks at the Beatles channel. It stinks, all right? You have a couple of great things like the Fab Forum with Dennis Elsis and those guys. Great show. Unfortunately, I can't hear it when it's always on. It's on like Sundays or Saturday, like in the morning, and then it's on nighttime on a different day, I forget. But it's always times that I'm usually not in my car and can't listen to it. Sometimes I'll catch it on repeats, and I'm appreciative of that because it's a great show. Those guys do a bang-up job, and my hats go off to those guys, Dennis and the guys over there at the Fab Forum. They do a great job. I'm not able to hear it as much as I would like. I wish it was on more. Why don't they play that forum once a day, different times during different days of the week, so people like me during morning commutes or maybe in the middle of the day on Thursday or, when we're in the car, during the day. Just even a couple of days a week, play it during the day, during the week. I don't know why they don't do it. Anyway, so I can't hear that as much as I'd like. The other thing I like is Chris Carter's Breakfast with the Beatles. Now, Chris Carter's been doing this well long before Sirius XM. He's been doing Breakfast and the Beatles syndicated on FM stations across the country for many years. So I've always caught Chris's show and loved it. And I think he does a fabulous job on the Beatles channel. He plays nuggets. He has cool little sound bites between songs. Have you ever noticed that? He does, his engineers or whatnot do little sound bites between songs. It's fabulous. But again, you can only hear it, Monday through Friday, 8 till 11. That's it. That's the only time you can hear it. And I catch it whenever I can, but unfortunately, I can't hear the whole thing all the time. It'd be nice to have other times during the week they play it, because it's not like they have all this other programming they can't knock out of the way, folks, for these two great shows. All they do the rest of the time is just do these My Fab Fours. They do celebrity guests playing songs. They'll have like a daily playlist, or the worst thing is when they do like a Labor Day count down the top 100 Beatles songs from the listeners, which they did this past Labor Day weekend, and that was it. That put me over the edge, and I canceled it, because I said, I cannot sit here and listen to 100 songs over and over and over again for 3 days straight, whenever it started, Saturday, Sunday, and then Labor Day, Monday, playing the same 100 songs, and they're the same songs they play over and over and over again since the station went online a year and a half, whatever it was, 2 years ago now, I don't even remember. And I'm telling you, it was horrible. I could not listen to the 100 song Labor Day countdown this past weekend. It was sickening. And not the music, folks. It's the sequencing of the programming. I keep going back to that. It's the way they present these songs over and over and over. And they play the same 50 or 70 songs incessantly. 4 times a day, 5 times a day, some of these songs are getting played. It's ridiculous. There's no reason for it. It shouldn't be happening. My Fab Four has gotten really sickening. And no offense to the people that do it. I'm sure they're all great people. God bless them. But, I'm so sick of, Susie Q coming on from East Yapeepee, or Billy Bob Beltbuckle over in Musconetcut, or whatever. Larry Filthy Rotten Lucre from Tennessee, or Mary Jane and the Little Ghost. And they're going to make a nice presentation of 4 songs, and they play the same songs over and over again. They all request the same songs. I only heard one great Fab Four, and that was like a year and a half ago when the station first started or something. Some guy had 4 really unique, cool, below the radar songs. Everybody else, every Fab Four I hear is always the same garbage over and over again. When I say garbage, folks, I'm not talking about the music. Okay, but the same programming, the same sequencing, the same songs over and over. And that's a shame, because there's so much great stuff in the Beatles catalog that should be heard and should be played and should get just as much time as some of the other songs do. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, but they have tailored this station for the average schmo out there. The average schmuck who doesn't know diddly about the Beatles, who just listen sporadically, and they're catering to them. They're not catering to the hardcore fans like you and me, and they should be. Those are the people who they should be trying to please a little more, in my opinion. So I'm on a hiatus. I got rid of it. I may be back at some point, but I said enough's enough. I'm just tired of the same old stuff over and over again. And it's funny, I'm done and Joe starts. So that's it, folks. Maybe I'll be back someday. Bye, Beatles channel. See you later. Bye.